Hi, it's Jane, and on today's video I thought we would wind up a couple of cakes and just do a little chat. I have to tell you, watching the debate last night, I was rather disappointed. I was hoping that Disney would keep its nose out of everything and let these two just go at it and do their thing. But they had to prove themselves to be totally biased and jerks around the whole thing, and I don't think anyone won that debate. In fact, I think the American public lost on it. Certainly saw yellow journalism on display. And then, of course, now this morning, there's this video going around that Kamala was using the little earrings that give you a hearing, give you the ability to listen to somebody on Bluetooth. And funny thing is, the earrings look exactly like those earrings, so I'm disappointed in that. Disappointed in the way the moderators behaved. When I was growing up in civics, we all had to sit through that class about yellow journalism, which is where the journalists try to skew a story or skew the questions so that it makes you lean one way or another. And personally, I don't think that's right in a debate. They need to keep out of it. They're not part of the story. And I guess what bothered me most of all is they fact-checked Trump, and on several of the fact checks, they got him wrong. And of course, they didn't fact-check Kamala at all. If they had fact-checked her to begin with on that 2025, they would have called her on it, but they didn't bother doing that because they don't mind letting everybody think that that's Trump's agenda. It isn't. And I feel sorry for people who aren't smart enough to go out and find out what it is. I had one friend send me she sent me 3 different supposedly psychics videos talking about who the winner was. 2 of them said Trump, 1 of them said Kamala, but Kamala will be the last president that the United States ever had. So, I don't know, I find those predictions funny. And generally I do tend to write them down just to see if they do come true. Most of the time they don't. But I do find that rather funny to see that. But yeah, we crazy things are happening. And I have this question. If things aren't so bad in Springfield, Ohio, why is the governor sending state troops there and millions of dollars to help with the problems? It seems like things are upside down. And that's disturbing in itself. Oh, goodness. Yep, I'm going to throw you away. I'm not in the mood to fight with you. Today has been a busy day for me. Started out with it started out with me getting up and doing a little bit of weed eating for about an hour and a half. And then I had Christian Women's Luncheon. And there I man the table. I do the name tags for everybody. So I greet everybody when they come in and, point them to their way to the person, the hostess that's to seat them. That kind of thing. And generally, the event starts at 11:50 a.m., but most of us are there at 9:30 or about 9:45 because we have to get the tables set up, put, tablecloths on the table, we put material out, decorate the tables up for the theme. Today's theme was kind of a 9/11. So we had, everybody asked everybody to wear red, white, and blue. At the place settings, everybody had a flag, and we had one of our members made plastic canvas crosses done in red, white, and blue with magnets on the back. So that was a nice little touch, and one of the gals decorated up stars with some beautiful red, white, and blue flowers and flag. And then, of course, they had tablecloths in red, white, and blue. Napkins that were blue and white with stars and stripes on them. And then during the event they had that little fashion show of everyone who was dressed in red, white, and blue. Each table had to choose a person to go up front, and that person was to represent the table. And we did a little walk around the building, and they chose one of us for a door prize. It was kind of fun. It was a lot of craziness. So we had a little fun walking around being silly. Speaker was very good. We always have a featured speaker. We normally have music that is someone comes and sings, and that was very nice. So just had a good time, but it's long because, of course, once we set up, then when everything is over, and it normally runs till about 1:30. When everything is over, then we have to break everything down. And that takes a while. It takes about an hour. So then I get home, and then I'm doing some yard work, trying to get things done. Now I have no idea how I got that all messed up. But we're going to move on to the next color. And then after I got done doing all the stuff I had to do here at the house, picking up everything that I, cleaning up the mess from the weed eating, picking up branches and stuff like that. Then I had Awana this evening, and it was the first meeting. So of course we're getting to know the kids, they're getting to know us, playing games. And then afterwards they were all doing s'mores by the fire with the parents. I chose not to stay for the s'mores. And I'm pretty exhausted, so I was ready to go home and do some other things I need to get done, which of course one of those is getting my balls wound up and ready to be worked through. I have a cake that the cats got a hold of and promptly made a big mess out of, so that needs to be rewound, recaked. But I'll be doing that and adding in another color to it, so works out just perfectly fine. Alright, Izzy, that's enough. She's on a rampage, I'm telling you. She's got that OCD-ness. And I never understand what brings on her anxiety. But she does have anxiety, so sometimes you just have to deal with the kitty and their anxieties, right? Ronan each morning has been getting up in the bedroom window, and he wants the blinds open because he turns around and meows at me, makes a big noise because I won't open up the window. I don't open those blinds ever. I open the living room. I'll open some of the other rooms, but I don't open the one in the bedroom. Just never have and don't want to start, so. And that irritates Ronan because he wants that open so badly. He's nosy. He likes to see the world. And he's a bit of a character. You know. And both the cats, when I come in the house, many times they're sitting on the back of one of the chairs. And when I walk by, they swipe at me. You know, if I don't stop and say hello and give them a little noogie or whatever it is they think they need to pet, they've got to let me know about it. Tell me I'm being bad. It's never about food because the food bowl is always full. But they've been really kind of funny about that lately. And like I said, Izzy with her OCD-ness, she just cracks me up the way she does. I hope you guys are having a bit of fun playing with some of your yarn, mixing it up a little bit, changing it up. That is something that I enjoy doing, mixing up these cakes, making different cakes. It's just fun to see the yarn that you have and then to turn it into something else, whether it's a scrap blanket or whatever. Scarves, hats, you name it. I was kind of laughing because with our sparks, with the Awana, we do special nights like, you know, wear your clothes inside out, backwards day, where you do everything backwards, you know, just silly things like that. They have a mustache day. And I thought, okay, well, I'll go find mustache because, Halloween, right? You would think that being able to find a mustache would be fairly easy during Halloween. No. So, I wound up ordering a package for mustaches. But the good thing is I'll have 52 mustaches to play with, so I can do that for 52 times, right? And I thought, the one time I would like my mustache to actually be nice and dark, it won't be. Us women as we get older tend to get a little dark hair over our upper lips. But, yeah. And I had someone tell me, well, I could have just taken a magic marker and gave you a mustache. I said, yeah, I thought about that, but then I thought it might take too long to get rid of it. So, decided not to go that route. Anyway, it'll be there for other times, and that's fine. Or I can bring mustaches for all the other leaders so that they can join in. They would like to join in the fun. And I hope they do, because it is a lot of fun with the kids. The kids, they tend to enjoy that in a big way. Oh, we got this going on again. I'm telling you. I had someone tell me, at least now that it's starting to get cooler, that the bamboo won't grow in the winter. No, it still grows in the winter, unfortunately. I wish it didn't, but it does. And it's kind of a pain in the rear. It grows slower, so that's good, but it does still grow in the winter. In fact, it's generally the only green thing around here in the winter. There's a couple of cakes done. They're ready to move on. I was watching Creative Grandma, and she was talking about the changes to the Walmart that she was at. And she was in my Walmart, not the Montour's one, because their aisles are set up very different. So I know which one she's normally in when she's in them. And they did have quite a few skeins of yarn that are, marked down. And it's the time of year that they mark all those down. They mark the fabric down. I haven't gone in to look at the fabric lately. I was in there last week. Hadn't been in this week at all, so I'll be doing that a little bit later on. Probably tomorrow. Just to check out the fabrics. Sometimes you get some nice fabrics. It looks like they are starting to go more the way of the state college stores that have, they already have pre-cut fabrics, and they are generally cotton fabrics, which kind of makes me sad because this Walmart had a nice selection of cotton fabrics all the time. They carried the Waverly line of cotton fabrics, and that is a nice line of fabric. And you usually get quite a bit of fabric there for a decent price. Wasn't overly expensive. It's quilt shops around here, most of them use the Quality B fabrics, which is just one step down from the highest quality fabric around. And so it's a nice fabric. It's very good to use for all kinds of things. Waverly is a B class. Some of theirs is a C class. C class tends to be fabric that is more see-through. So you do see a little bit more of that. But for the most part, the Waverly is a B, Class B fabric. And it's a good class fabric to use. You know, long-lasting. I have made many quilts. I have quite a few quilts that are a good 35 to 40 years old with that type of fabric. So it's a good fabric to use. And I think that I have decided with the Halloween bags, the bags that I had put back from last year, you know, that I think what I will do is I will do a live maybe next week sometime, and I'll announce it sooner. I may even do it Saturday, I don't know. Trying to decide what day to do it. I gotta get them all out and ready. And I think what I'll do is in the live, I'll present the bag. Most of these I think are drawstrings. I think I have a couple of totes. Drawstrings will be $15 plus $5 for shipping, so that's $20 a piece, and then the totes will be $25. That way I'll at least recoup the cost of the fabrics and the lining. So, yeah, I think I will do it Saturday. Probably around 8:30. 8:30, 9-ish. I'll put it on the community tab, put it in the Facebook group, and decide what I'm going to do then. You know how that goes. But, yeah, that way it gives me a chance to get rid of inventory that I have sitting in totes. There are some Christmas bags in there as well. Then I may pull some of the bags off the shop, do basically the same thing with those. And then you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. I think that'll work good. And they'll make some great Christmas gifts. They'll make great just gifts in general for folks that you know and love. And it'll help feed 2 kittens. They're not kitties and kittens anymore. Need to think about getting them a cat tree. I just haven't found one that I like. There aren't a whole lot of places around here where you can get cat trees. So that has always been a bit of a pain. Nope, let's do it this way. Hang on, folks. I've been out to we have a place here called Calico Creek, and they have a veterinary service, and they have a lot of different animals that you can get items for, that kind of thing. It's mostly for horse and tack feed, really small animals, and they have very few cat-related items. They have a cat tree that's maybe 2.5 feet. Well, I was thinking more of a larger cat tree for the cats. Went up to, is it Petco or PetSmart that's in our area? Can't remember which one it is, in State College, and wasn't too impressed with the cat trees they had there. So I'm kind of looking online to see if I can find one, for the cats so that they can hang out and do their cat business, whatever it is they think they need to do. And I need to get Izzy. She needs to be put on a diet, like me. She's a fat cat. I'm telling you, she's huge. And, not that I spoil them or anything, but try to get her a little more active than Ronan. Although Ronan's pretty active anyway. And what I find funny is she is the one that will lay around the most. So, I do know some activities that will help her. We're doing the laser pointer. And she likes that, but she does get winded. And she is so cute when she gets winded. Because she kind of looks at me like, are we done yet? Are we done? But I want to catch it. But yeah, she tuckers out way before Brother does. And she has a bad habit of, because she can't clean herself very good, she wants to scoot on the carpet. I have a small piece of carpet in the living room. And that just drives me nuts. So I try to grab her a couple times a day and wipe her rear end. With the baby wipes. And no, they're not regular baby wipes. They're the ones that are just simply water. They're the wipes that I used for Thomas when I was cleaning his ostomy bag when we changed it. So, had a case of them, and when he passed away and thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with these, kept them, use them. Since I do the name tags for the Christian women, I can also use those to wipe down the name tags. And I've had people say to me, well, why do you need to wipe down the name tags? Well, women have a tendency to wear perfume. And the older we get, the harder it is for us to smell. So many times, many women will overdo the perfume, or they use very strong perfumes. And those name badges carry that perfume. There are times I have opened up because I keep them in a shoebox. When I open them up to go through all of it, sometimes it is pretty bad because it's so strong. So that tends to be a little interesting. Of course, the cats, they're fascinated by the smell when I open up that box, that shoe box, to go through and clean them up. Generally after a meeting, I do that within a day or two. Clean them up, let them sit out for a little bit so they can air out. Put the names back in the little cardboard part of the name tag. Put those away in a alphabetical system so the following month when we have a new meeting, we can pull those out and go through them. I do not know how this got all screwed up. But boy, did it. It's such fun when it gets discombobulated. I tell you, it is, really it is. See if we can get that back down there and straightened out. Don't you enjoy watching people try to undo yarns? Not my favorite thing to do, folks. Not at all. I hope you have been enjoying the different series that many of us have been doing, showing you our stashes. Like I said, for me, sometimes I'm ashamed that I have so much, but I try to make sure that I have an opportunity to use it, to give it away, those kind of things. And I'm not going to feel guilty anymore. It is what it is. And I was listening to Juan the other day talking about using up his stash, but he has fear of missing out, that kind of thing. You know, feels the need to show you all the different yarns. And yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, you know, there's a part of me that goes, yeah, but, you know, if I'm buying every single yarn that comes around, then where am I going to put it? And that becomes a big issue. And I already have enough yarn, so I need to get to using that yarn instead of plopping into a new group of yarn. Does that mean that I'm not going to buy new yarns? No, I will. Like I said, I want some of those puzzle yarns because they've got the solids now. And I love puzzle yarn. It is one of the softest, nicest yarns I have ever worked with. And I absolutely love it. So, guess I should have put that down in the center. One of these, two of these. So, yeah. Started a new Bible study series with the Bible Fellowship study. And there we are doing Revelation this year. And I am excited about doing Revelation. And as we went around the room kind of talking about it, a couple of people had mentioned about the very first time they read it, it scared them. And I can see that, but it is telling us what is to come. It's going to tell us what those that are basically left behind, if you will, what they will be going through. But at the same time, it promises us that we will be with our Lord and Savior. And the beauty of it is that anyone who accepts Jesus Christ as their Savior can have that opportunity too. So it's going to be an interesting study, I think. I had done a study back in high school with a fellow, and he had stated during that there were only, out of all the people in the whole wide world, only 144,000 would be going to hell. And when he had done that, when he talked about that, I kind of questioned him about that because I don't necessarily believe that. I had always thought the 144,000 were those that were left on earth that would be preaching the gospel even during the tribulation and after the saints had been gathered up. So it'll be interesting to see what this study says about that. So, just goes to show you, some studies tell you one thing, some tell you another. But at the same time, this fellow was trying to get across that everyone would get a chance to be in heaven with Jesus Christ. So, maybe that was his kick back then. He was a fairly young fellow that was doing the preaching, so maybe he was very new at this. I don't know, we'll see. I do find it interesting, some of the different Bible studies that I've done. I have had people tell me, well, if you're curious about Jesus or those kind of things, which Bible would you, which of the Gospels would you expect them to read first? And I always go to John first. I know a lot of people go to Mark, but either way, both of them are good. But I always thought that John was a better picture of Jesus Christ. But then, may just be because I love the book of John. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, I've wound up everything that I can today. And so I'm going to let you go. And I will see you again later. But in the meantime, let's not let those donkeys and elephants drive us apart. Because there's no reason for us not to get along regardless of our political, religious, or whatever views. All right. See you guys soon. Bye.